Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to be closing out the very first paycheck budget of November 2024. I'm super excited for this month, and I hope you guys are doing well and are too. I'm glad for this month because it's my birthday month, so I'm just so excited. My brain dump page is just a list of the debts that I paid. Since there are 5 Fridays, I'm going to be tracking this each and every Friday. And then I have my bills here that are paid by the credit card, so I'm going to be tracking these as well. The first bill that's due this week is Geico. However, we're not going to be able to pay that. I already know because I pretty much set up my paychecks to be very specific, and I don't think we're going to get that totally paid this week, but we are going to pay it this month because this bill hits our credit card. So the first is this day. Geico is due, and that's the only bill due within this week. So that would have been the only bill I'm focusing on, but this is a real life budget, so we have to do what we need to do. I need to first go to, my goals. So I have to save $50 weekly, at least $50 to put into these purpose funds. So we have clothing, wellness, transportation, and food getting $10 each. 2 of my sons' next month's bills and annual bills and family savings get $1 each, and household getting $5. So I need to make sure I leave enough money aside for that. And I think I did plan it or pre-plan it pretty well. So hopefully this closeout will be smooth. I've got to turn my page because it's easier for me if I have my book slanted so I can write easier. All right, so this week we had 2 income deposits or transfers that totaled $1,100. And then what was in the account after was $122.18, and I'm just double checking to make sure. No, it was $123.18. So we're at $12.23.18 as a total. So what was in the cushion plus the paychecks. So the actual is $12.23 and we will do a zero-based budget every time. I love an every dollar budget because you give every single dollar bill an assignment. 10% is going to be given off of what actually came in. Our top priority is Ephesians 1 verses 5 and 6. Having predestined us unto the adoption of children by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved. We're starting with this amount. The tithe is going to, oh my gosh, I didn't even plan it out. Okay, so the plan was $110, but the actual is $114. The first fruit plan was $60, and that's the actual. It's going to be $60. So we planned for $170, but we're giving $174 in this first week. So that's the total of our giving bucket is $174. Investing, the plan is pretty much always the same. Fidelity getting $35, at least for right now, and Robinhood getting $30. So we're still doing that. We're not going to change. That's going to be $65 left behind so that we can invest automatically. So we took out $80, and that was the plan for this money. So $25 going to laundry. My wallet getting $20, which is $45. So $55, $65, $75 is $30. $35 went to challenges. That's basically what I did on Tasha's money and stuff. I think that video comes out on Saturday. So we pulled out $80 in cash, and that's how I actually used it. Now for bills and expenses. Food, we're putting aside $75. That was the plan, and that is the actual. For rent plus extra, right now it's $475 every week until we can figure out a way to increase that to save a little bit more towards a mortgage. Credit card number 1, the plan was $131 and the actual is $131, just to keep that aligned with the monthly budget. My Kohl's card, the minimum payment due right now is $29, and I'm going to pay $29 today. So these two here, credit card number 1 and Kohl's, I'm going to be tracking that debt on my debt tracker on my Brain Dump page, because I really need to make sure we do what we said we would. So let me just zero this out so I can add this all up, because it's the same for the plan plus the actual, and see where we are. $710. So $710 is the total cost of our bills slash expenses, or fixed expenses if you want to call them that. So let me write this back again, or type this back again. 1223.18 is where we started. So our auto savings, now we still plan for 75, because a portion of this money that I'm leaving behind is going towards an automatic credit card payment once every month around the 15th. So we are going to just leave behind $75 for savings. That's more than what I need, but again, it includes a small portion. The rest of it, the $25 or $30, it stays behind to cover the credit card automatic payment. Now for my cushion, when I did my pre-planning, we ended up with $119.18 to leave behind in our cushion. I really want to do this because we have Christmas coming up and anything can happen. Thanksgiving is this month, and we didn't really plan for Thanksgiving in our budget. So to have some money left behind in the cushion means we can use that if we need to. It's our protection, right? So we didn't plan for the cushion, and I'll need to add this up again to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we have 75 plus 119.18. That brings us to 194.18 as an actual for savings, which is good for me. Purpose funds, nothing for this week because I can't afford to do anything else right now because I already have some money here. So we should be at a zero base. We should be at a zero base budget. Let's go back and put that original number in, minus our giving at 174, minus investing at 65, minus $80 in cash that we did take out, minus 710 for bills slash expenses. So that leaves us with the 194.18. So we have a zero base budget, but our account is not at a zero. Okay, I do not like leaving $0 in my checking account. No way. So our operating account will cover us with this cushion in case a bill comes out that we forgot about, or we have some miscellaneous spending that we need to do. This is what this is for. All right. So now we're going to look at, I didn't even plan this out, y'all. I am so sorry. I thought I did this in my November budget, but I didn't. So the planned income was $1,100. Planned expenses were $1,100. That's a zero base, planned budget. Zero base budget for closing for the actual. We started with $12.23.18, including that cushion. Just as a reminder, $12.23.18 is the cost of our expenses, so we have nothing left to budget. For giving, we gave $174. I'm going to divide that into the actual number of the budget, the amount. And so it looks like we gave 14%, 14.2% this week because of our first fruit offering savings. We were $194.18. Divide that into the $1223.18 multiplied by 100 is 15.8%. Investing was 65. 65 divided into 1223.18 multiplied by 100 gives me 5.3%. You guys, I hope you like children because you probably will hear my children making noise in this video. So let me go ahead and update my expense tracker and get started on that. And then I'm going to set up a budget for next week. And this is for the operating account. So I'm going to check my account to see where we started. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, so I'm doing this in real time with my pen and paper. So on October 27th, I had a purchase, a small purchase at a travel plaza because we went away for the weekend. And I'm just going to label that as purchase. I think it was a little bit of baby food on the road. So I'll categorize that as food. And I took out $2.98. Well, I charged $2, not charged, because this is my debit card. I used $2.98, and that brought our balance to $319.75. Then Fidelity took out money the next day, the 28th. This is for my IRA. So $319.75 minus 25 equals $294 with 75 cents as a balance. And I bought some things from Target. You probably will see that if you watch my my vlog that comes out on Thursday next week. And this was for household. I bought a bunch of stuff, but mostly household and food. And I'm going to categorize it as household. And we spent $46.18. So subtracting that gives us $248.57. Then we had pizza. This was while we were away. So we bought some pizza for all of us. We bought a whole pie. That is food. That is a food category. And we spent $15.99 before we even had our first budget by paycheck for the month set up. All right, so $232.58 is the balance that we had. And then we went to Burger King. So this was us eating on the road because we were on vacation. Well, it's a mini vacation, staycation. So that again is food. And I want to write neater because I don't like how sloppy my handwriting is. It's just me, y'all. And I'm going to try to write neater. $7.68 was what we charged. I think we just got some French fries and a Happy Meal or a Junior King Meal, whatever they call it. I don't normally go to Burger King. It was just there. Okay, and then my husband and I bought coffee at Starbucks. And right now, coffee is a necessity for us as parents. It's just a necessity. So we spent $20.90. It wasn't just coffee though. We also bought a hot chocolate for one of my children. So $20.90. It's still expensive though. No matter how you justify it, girl, it was still expensive. So that brought us down to an even $204. And then Popeyes. Gosh, this is a real eye-opener. Food. We bought food. And the charge was $8.52. And minus $8.52, $195.48. Then on the 29th, what was that? Robin Hood. Robin Hood took out money, y'all. I'm so sorry if you couldn't see what I was writing. So Robin Hood, this is, I'm going to call this a transfer. This is just a transfer of funds for investing. And that was $30. So minus 30 brings us to $165.48. And then we had, let me see, Fidelity again took out $10. This was a transfer to be invested. And that was $10. So minus 10 brings us to $155.48. And then we're going to move on to an automatic withdrawal that I think I selected the wrong date. But on 10/30 to, this is J1 or J2? This is J3. J3 savings. He's getting right now $1 each week. So that transfer was for savings. And that was $1. And again, now we're taking our balance down to $154.48. This is all before the very first official paycheck closes. And then on the 30th, we had a portion of our paycheck hit. and that was for $532. So calling this a deposit and labeling it or categorizing it as income, because that's what it is, 532. So when you add that to what was left, we're now at 686 and 48 cents. And I hope I did that right. I did. Okay. And then what's next is the cash withdrawal that I made. I made a cash withdrawal at an ATM. I'll just put cash. And I'll put cash. And this was $80. Baby makes that noise when she's falling asleep, and she's perfectly fine. I promise, if you hear that. 606.48 is where we're at. Hey, baby girl. And then we took out $31.30 because I went grocery shopping. So that was at Stop and Shop. That was for groceries. And the category is going to be food. And we spent $31.30. And so subtracting that from where we are, or where we were, $575 is now the balance. Then we had another part of our paycheck hit. And this paycheck is a deposit. And that's categorized as income because that's what it is. And it was $568. And so when you add that to the balance that we had, that brought us to $11.43.18. So that's where we stopped. And today, on this payday, I'm ready to make my money moves and then update my expense tracker. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make those changes. And then when I come back, we'll do a budget by paycheck projection for November 8th. All right? All right, everything that I needed to move was moved. The tithe, the first fruit, cash already allocated, the mortgage, basically rent plus extra. I paid credit card number 1. I paid the Kohl's card minimum. And those are the only things I needed to move. My food budget, $75, is staying in the operating account until, just so we can buy food and buy groceries with our debit card as opposed to our credit card. That's how we normally do it. I had a question and I made a short about it. I'll probably link the short up here in case y'all missed it or the person who asked me that question missed it. But we do buy groceries. But in recent past, we were using our credit card and then we, paying it back where we can. But right now, we're going to be using actual cash from our operating account, so I'll be using the debit card for that until we get the credit card paid off. Auto savings, again, that includes what I talked about on my top 3 goals page. All of these categories are getting money automatically, so I don't have to physically put them in. It'll just auto draft, baby. And that is everything. So now I'll update my expense tracker and then we'll get to budgeting the second paycheck for the month of November. Okay, so all of my transactions that have posted have been made. I'm not writing in my pending transactions right now because I need to stick to my budget, and I have to remember that 1, all of my automatic savings transfers are going to occur in a few hours. 2, I'm going to have my Kohl's payment post and also my Quicksilver payment post. But this is where we are as of a balance right now. $4.94. Baby, I love you. $4.94.18. All right. So let me go quickly and do a plan for next week. Now that we've had all of our money moves made for the first paycheck. Should I do my budget first? Let me check my monthly budget really quick though. Is there anything that was paid already that I need to update? And that is Kohl's. We did pay our $29. So I don't know if I'm going to make more payments this month. Not based on how our budget is. It's pretty tight. So I'm just going to put the $29 right here as the actual. That's what we paid. We haven't paid any of these yet. Auto investments and savings and everything is still happening. Our first fruit was given, so we don't need that for the rest of the month, so I'll fill that in on the actual side. We gave $60, and that's it so far for now. And we're doing our weekly things. I'm going to put a check mark next to Friday's payday to know that's done. PSEG is due next week. Let's see what I did in my pre-plan. If I included it in second week, I should have. So let's go ahead and make a budget for the 8th of November while we're here. The planned income is still $1,100. Planned expenses $1,100. Top priority is Ephesians 6:10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Now, the tithe that we plan for the second week is going to be $110. My mother-in-law's birthday, I plan to give her $50. Well, let's say we plan for $50. So that's $160 for our giving in the first week. Fidelity's IRA plan is $35. Robinhood is $30. That's still the same. Cash expenses will be $80. So I don't think I'm changing this much this month. $25 to laundry envelope, $20 to my wallet, and then $35 for all of the challenges. And we have our food, which we're budgeting at $75. See how we do with that. Rent plus extras for $75. PSEG is $49 because that's the bill amount. That's the actual amount. I think it's $48 and change, but I always round up. Credit card number 1 is going to get $34. And the Visa, which has the balance transfer, the 0% interest, is going to get $63. So we're going to add that up. 75 plus 475 plus 49 plus 34 plus 63 equals 696. Automatic savings is still $75. It's going to be different as Christmas. Christmas is going to get $24. That's the plan. So the total for our giving bucket is $160. I'm right here with you, Mama. The total for our investing is $65. Cash expenses, $80, not $50. $696 for bills and expenses. And then $75 for auto savings and $24 to Christmas. Boom. That's our zero-based budget, our every dollar budget. All right, y'all. That's all I have for today. I think I've already updated my monthly budget. I closed out the first one, set up a second one, doing all the things I need to do to help keep me confident and on task for this new month. I see myself enjoying my birthday guilt-free. I definitely want to do that. I will not spend what I do not have, hence all of the changes. If you're an OG, you know, you've been here on my channel for the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years. You know how I do my budget. And for the last 2 years, let's say, you know how we've been doing it. We are making some changes, and I'm hoping that November will be fruitful for us, that we will see our savings increasing, our investments increasing, and that we are paying down our debts, because I don't like having this debt. It's too much of a burden. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Put your bell notification on. And I love you and appreciate you. Continue to mind your money, you guys. Manage it well and live your lives abundantly. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.